Hey, Max here. We are in the studio and we have set number 76216. It's the Iron Man Armory from the Infinity Saga. And there is a lot to dive into this set. I'm going to try to keep it short on my thoughts of why I would get this set versus why I would not get this set. And it should be pretty simple and basic. And there's some things I do like about this set uh, that make it worth what it is. But the big drawback is going to be the price. But let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, so here's the good. Well, almost the good. There's three really good minifigures, three really bad minifigures, and since we've already seen these in other sets, let's just go ahead and just yank them out of there because they don't even count. You'll get those in other sets, and that just totally nerfs the value for me. So now we're looking at five minifigures, and they're five Iron Man figures, which is pretty good, but this one is a reprint with the exception of a new helmet. So, yeah. This one is a reprint with the exception of a new helmet. So, yeah. So now we're looking at three minifigures in a $90 set. And that's just, that's tough to swallow. But here we are. And so we got three of these guys and all exclusive to this set, all fantastic prints, and I really like all three of them. Whiplash here is going to be my favorite. I'm very happy that he has gotten a figure for the set. The only complaint that I would have for this is these are chains. This is not a whip. He's called Whiplash, not Chain Lash. So I feel like that Lego could have been a little more inventive or creative with how they did his whips, and you can't even really pose these with anything. I mean, I don't know. It's disappointing to see that, but that's where we can be creative and try to come up with our own idea. I think this is an absolute perfect figure. Nothing wrong with this. This is great. Another War Machine. Yeah, okay. We've got plenty of those, but here we have another one. And so as far as the good on the minifigures, I'm really happy with these three. The other ones that come in with it are they're duplicates to me, and it's you know, find them someplace else. They're pretty cheap rather than getting these in a $90 set. So that's our minifigures, and there's a couple of things that I want to take a look at in the set here. So in the way of accessories, I really like the accessories in this. The really part that stands out to me is this drill press. I really like that. I'll be using that for something. I think I already have one in the Avengers Tower. Mine's a little different, but I like that. I mean, that's uh, pretty basic, but it's a drill press to me. It looks good, like maybe a stamp, stamping out armor, something like that. But either way, that's a good little accessory. I like that they didn't include another dummy, and we actually got a different type of robotic arm. I like his rolling work desk there, and his cart with his tools in it, and it's got his Iron Man arc reactor on there too. So I like the accessories in this. This to me is more reminiscent to Iron Man 3. And with all the stuff in this set, it's the Infinity Saga, but they really shoehorned something from Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 3, and all of them, along with Endgame, and just a lot of different um, movies going into one set, and it doesn't really make one thing in particular the same. But those are accessories, and I'm not going to spend too much time on those. I do like them. So, yeah, that's good too. All right, now we're getting a borderline good, bad, and that's going to start off with this car here, which the car, it in the picture on the box and everything that I looked at prior was just I was like, that car looks terrible. I'm not even going to build it. I'm not just going to put it in parts inventory. But now that I got it built and in person, it's not a bad little sports car. I think they were trying to keep this far enough away from an Audi. I don't think that they wanted to use a license agreement for this to jack up the price even more than what it is already. So I get them doing something like that, probably along the lines, and I could be wrong too. I don't know what they're doing over there, but that's just my thought. But it doesn't look terrible. I kind of like how they did the headlights on it, and it kind of makes it pop a little bit with that yellow. So not bad. The Stark Expo table is pretty cool in there. I like it in there, but it needs to be in the passenger seat. So I might take and rebuild this and make it into have a passenger seat in it and put those um, tables over on that passenger side. So the car, it's okay, but it could use some improvements. It's not good, but it's not bad. So it's kind of in between. But uh, yeah, that's the car. Let's move on from that. All right, here we are at the bad, and I don't know why Lego did this build. It makes no sense to me. Uh, I don't know where to start with it or what to do with it, but it just doesn't make sense to me. The old builds of them were just fine. If you're going to change it out, make it to where your minifigures can actually be behind the glass like they were in the movie, which you can get them in the glass back here. And I don't know if Lego wants a connection point to make these figures be in there. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. But this could be a good build if it was done correctly and more to the movie, and that's what they're going for, I would think, and they just totally missed it. And here we are. I don't know. I don't know what these are here. I got some over here. This it's just in the box art. It just sits here on the side. I don't remember seeing these anywhere in any of the Iron Man movies. I don't know why this is shoehorned in here. The sticker is terrible. It's got all kinds of bumps and ridges in it. These have never been good for trying to get them somewhat decent to look, but I don't like those clear stickers. I think they end up looking terrible, but these each they go in there in different slots, but these are the only three. In every other Iron Man set, they're on these panels and in those door frames, and that's where they are. And I don't get setting them in there to do that. So I don't understand this particular design at all. What I'm going to do, these are all going to come off. These garage door panel pieces, they're all going to come off. We'll probably, what I would like to do is actually integrate this into a building, but just redesign the whole thing. I'm not even going to mess with it. I think it looks totally out of place. It's not done accurately. It's not done correctly. And if we're trying to shoehorn all of these movie stuff in, they just picked some random design and went with it. So it's pretty bad, but take it apart, use it for something else. That's the creative side of it. That's what Lego wants. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what they're trying to do. But we're moving on from this and we're going to tear this thing down. All right, let's finish up with the ugly and two ugly things. These helmets. My goodness, these new helmets. They're ugly. I like the older version better. Definitely. They did make the new helmets, I think, stronger for the build. But I never had any problems with them breaking. I don't know if anyone else ever did. I never really saw anything about the helmets breaking, but mine never broke, and I think it works just fine. This one has a little bit more of a click when it attaches, but I think just the look of it is not my cup of tea. I think there's a click here. Oh, there we go. And that just, it makes it for a stronger, I think these connection points up here, this felt a lot more thicker to me, and probably trying to maybe improve on some of the strength and durability of the pieces. But this new helmet, ugly. Definitely ugly. I mean, I've seen some people like them, and that's great, but not what I like. Oh well. We'll still collect them. That's what we do. We like to collect. I do like the sword uh, that he tried to go for Thanos' head on in Endgame. So that was fun. Now the other ugly point of this is the price point of $90 after taxes. It's looking around $93, depending on what your tax is for your area. But $93 for this set is a lot. And I took a look at the Endgame battle, which also had 8 minifigures in it. I tried to compare the two. The Endgame battle set is $69.99, so it's $10 less, but you also get about 31 pieces more, and it uh, it's it's about the closest comparison I could get for it for being $10 left. It has a big fig in it. The and when I say it has 8 minifigures in it, technically it has 7. They count the Ant-Man Nano figure as a figure, but he's more of a, I don't even know if he's a half a figure, maybe a third. So it's got a 7 and 1/3 figures in it. But those little Ant-Man figures, man, they're expensive. It's when you go to look for them, there it's like $2 and $3 for one. That's There's not much plastic there. But anyway, trying to compare those two, this could be a couple dollars less than I think 90. I think a better price point might have been 70 for the figures that you get, but really you're only getting 3 exclusive figures with 2, well, 1 helmet really. I mean, you're getting 2 helmets in it, the red ones, but it's ugly. It's a tough one to swallow. So I would wait for this set to go on sale and look for it on clearance. It sits there long enough, stores gotta get rid of it, and they will. And it's it happens. It hasn't happened recently because the demand for Lego has been up so much. But I think with these prices going up, I think Lego sets are going to start sitting on shelves again for a while, and clearance is going to become a thing. That's the way I did a lot of my shopping back in the day, was look for clearance items. I think it's going to come back, and that's when we'll start doing my shopping again. These sets are getting a little expensive, and we're going to have to hold off on buying some stuff and be a little bit more picky and choosy on what we get and trying to find some deals. So, as someone who also sells, that's tough to do, but uh, consumers, we drive the price point on things, and if they mark it up too much, we don't have to pay for it. So, uh, if we keep buying it, they're going to keep up the price on the supply and demand. It's just the way it works. So, I would wait for this to go on sale. If you can find it on sale, you're not going to be able to find the figures uh, price reasonably. They're going to be uh, about on Bricklink. I came up with about $100. Looking for the figures on eBay was even more. The only ones I could find were in Germany, and the shipping from there is going to be insanely expensive. So you're still going to be okay getting the set, getting the figures and the parts, the pieces, and still have that extra. But if you just try to get the figures on Bricklink right now in the U.S., you're going to be looking at $100. So that's the ugly point of this. If we could do something about the price, we could, but we can't right now. You just got to wait for sales and 20% off and 30% and 40 and 50 and all that. So happy hunting on this one. Good set for some of the figures there. It'll definitely round out our collection. I think this was the last one to complete all of the Marvel characters that we have for our collection. So we're back to 100% on all of our Marvel figures. So we'll see you guys later.